Brittany, and welcome back to Britmas 2020. Happy Britmas, everybody. So, did I hit the... Is it like stuff on the lens? Well, I hope everything is all right. So let's get right on into the advent calendars. Why is my lighting a little off? Oh, I got a big one. A big chocolate bar. Yay! I'm waiting for this. Why does it seem like my light is darker? Whatever. We're down in hell, right? Anything can happen down here. I might actually, that'll be a good one. You know what? I don't like the way this looks. Let's dim the lights to set the mood. Oh my god, I almost said Al Capone. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Palpatine. I almost said Al Capone. Oh my dear lord. I was reading about Eastern State earlier, so I think like that's why. But anyways, oh my god, I almost did it again. Al Capone. Palpatine, can you please turn off the lights? Just kind of dim them a bit. Because I want to just set the mood. Thank you. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. So today's video, I thought we could get into stories, ghost encounters that people have experienced that turn them into believers. So for you guys watching, I know that majority of you guys are hardcore paranormal lovers, hardcore paranormal fans, hardcore paranormal believers. There's skeptics out there who watch me as well, which I really love, and you know, I respect people who are skeptics. I'm a skeptic. Like before I go into a place, like I'm a skeptic. I believe in the paranormal, but I'm very skeptical before places, or when I go to places, and just sometimes I'm skeptical when people are telling me things, because a lot of people do lie to me. I get a lot of DMs of people just lying to me about Bloody Mary and stuff. Like it's kind of insane, their stories. Like there's no way, you know. So like people will be like, Bloody Mary shoved a pizza in my face. Like it's now if she did, I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry if I don't know. So let's get into these stories. I worked at a public pool. At night, I would work alone after hours, cleaning the building and the pool. One night, around 2 a.m., I was cleaning the changing rooms. The pool has been closed for 4 hours at this time. So suddenly, I hear the sound of a child's laughter and bare feet running across the pool deck. I go out and scan the area. There's nobody in sight. The doors are all closed and locked. There was nowhere a kid could be hiding. I recheck the doors and the security monitors. I am the only person in the building. It was very unsettling. This next one freaks me out so much, and you guys will see why. Like it's just, but this is something I dream about and I would be living if it happened to me, but it's so creepy. I once saw a creepy reflection of myself at the end of a hallway in a friend's apartment building. So instantly reflection, I'm like, girl, what the heck? Like Veronica. Later that night, when I asked about the weird mirror, he told me there were no mirrors in his hallways. So if there's no mirrors, it wasn't her reflection, but her doppelganger. And you know what they say, when you see a doppelganger, like that is not a good sign. When you bump into your doppelganger, that is literally the scariest thing ever. And that's when I'm like, oh my god, your doppelganger is your reflection that escaped from the mirror world and they're out to get you, to replace you. Like that is my biggest fear, is that my reflection, let's call her Veronica. If you haven't watched my Veronica ritual, definitely check it out. My biggest fear is that Veronica is gonna take my place and she's gonna take over my channel, and you guys are not even gonna know. I think you'll know, because I feel like she wouldn't be good at acting just like me. Like she would obviously look like me and try to act like me, but you would know like something is off. So when I had the brown wig, and I was always wearing that brown wig, so many people are like, oh my god, it's Veronica, she's taking over Brittany's channel. So low-key that freaked me out, even though like I'm not Veronica, I'm actually Brittany. But just reading those comments, I was like, oh my god, like what if I am Veronica? But I'm not. I'm Brittany. I'm Brittany. I love Britney Spears, I love Michael Jackson. I'm Brittany. This next one is so creepy. I was visiting my mother after my dad died. She went shopping with her sister and left me alone in her house. I heard my dad as plain as day up in his room. He got up from his computer chair, walked over to the door, and opened it. He walked down the stairs and stood on the last step for a few seconds before walking back up to his room and closing the door. I was probably 5 feet from him in the living room. Like that is insane. That kind of reminds me of a story that my aunt, which she experienced when her dad passed away, who is my grandpa. She saw him coming down the stairs, and he was like, he came down, like this is like a couple months after he passed away, and she was down by the kitchen or something, and she saw him walking down the stairs, and he was calling to her, like saying her name and talking to her, and she was so freaked out. Like, I don't know. She says like that was like the creepiest thing ever, but she saw him, like he was there. And prior to that happening, the lights in the house were flickering on and off constantly, and like the TV would turn off and on by itself, and my grandpa always watched TV. So but then she saw him, like and I asked her what he looked like, and she said he did not look like a ghost. He did not look dead. He was a solid figure, like you and me. The way that you're seeing me right now is how she saw him. Like he was solid. There was nothing transparent, nothing ghostly. Like you would just think he was a normal person if you never even knew that he died. Like she said, that's how real it was. So that was really interesting and just really creepy, because he was just like saying her name and coming down the stairs. So it's weird. This next one freaks me out. Like I don't even want to read it again because it freaked me out the first time I read it. This reminds me of the Condi ghost. If you haven't seen my Condi videos, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this ghost in Alabama, and I want to go to this university to look for her and just like, I don't know. Anyways, check out those videos if you haven't yet. In 2011, I was studying abroad in Morocco. I had one roommate who was already asleep this night, but I thought I saw her sitting up in the bed next to me wearing all white. That right there just freaks me out. Like that just freaks me out. Spirits in white freak me out, and just like seeing that someone is sitting up next to you in a bed wearing white, like that freaks me out. Like, are you staring at me? I don't know. That freaks me out. That freaks me out. But I am living at the same time. Suddenly, I saw a white, hazy thing, vaguely shaped like a person, floating above me next to these big windows in the room. I was so scared that I went into the bathroom, turned the light on, and stayed in the bathtub all night. My roommate maintained that they didn't see anything. I was in my late 20s. I was dating my girlfriend, soon to be wife. We had been together for a while. One summer, her sister was abducted and killed by a group of 6 men. The trials and the aftermath were devastating for her family for many, many years. Fast forward to 3 months after the funeral, I arrived at my girlfriend's house to wait for her to get off from her job as a nurse at a local hospital. Neither of her parents were home. Just me, alone, in the house. I went into the family room, turned on the TV, sat down on the couch, and got comfortable. Clear as a bell, I heard my girlfriend's sister's voice in my right ear, just off my shoulder, call my name. I turned to look at the seat next to me, and of course, there was nobody there. I stared at the spot in the couch next to me for a long time. And for this last one, this happened at the Stanley Hotel. I was staying in the Stanley Hotel, the hotel that inspired Stephen King's The Shining. Around 1 a.m., I heard what sounded like children running up and down the hallways with laughter. I opened the door to see what the hell was going on, and I didn't see anything. Then, the next morning, when my partner and I took a tour of the building, the guide stopped directly in front of our room to tell us the story of young girls whose ghosts can be heard running up and down the same hallway. Now guys, I've also been to the Stanley Hotel. I did a whole series there for Birdie 44's Fear, so if you want to check it out, definitely check it out up above. Let me know which story freaked you out the most, and what personal story for yourself is the one that made you a true believer. Or have you never had a paranormal experience and just kind of always believed and just, watched the TV shows and heard other people's experiences, whether it's on TV or you're reading about it, or it's someone in your life, like your family or friends, let me know, because I live for the stuff, as you guys know. So I find this really interesting, and I love when skeptics have like a crazy experience, and then they're hardcore believers after that. So it's pretty amazing, and there's just, people have had so many experiences, and I always love to hear them. Obviously, I live for that stuff. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Happy Brightmas, everybody. I have merch down below as well, so definitely check it out, and I'll see you in the next one.